Well, greetings, hello, and welcome on back. Episode number 8 coming at you. Hope you're having a great day. Lots to do, and I don't think we got enough finished last episode, so I'm still feeling kind of like the urge to keep on keeping on. Man, this game, I think it's addictive. I don't know how else to describe it. I think there's something inherently in this game that makes you want to just keep on going. All right, so we're going to be pretty much just doing a direct continuation to last episode. I did come back in and add a few more rocks, but I thought we could do a little bit of detailing together. The detailing's been kind of getting away from us, Otherwise, this episode, there's a lot on the docket. So we did not finish all of the thoughts over here. We still want to get a cable car system that brings you from the top to the bottom. And I think just something so simple, right? Like hop on the cable car here, bank around the corner, go down the hill, end up at the trolley buses, right? Super straightforward. And for the life of me, I've been sitting here trying to go up and down the street, do everything I can for Total Recall. I have no idea what I was referring to last episode, where I was like, oh, I got this really cool idea. Probably going to forget. I literally forgot the second it was done. I was doing the editing, saw it, and I was like, oh, yeah. I keep trying to, get the cue to, remember. So I was going up and down, and I was like, what did you want to do? So at some point, suddenly, I might remember, but so help me. That could have been the cure for cancer, and we just lost it right there, eh? Ay. All right, but for real, this episode, we do want to get the population a little bit higher. So I would like to zone out a bit more in that little pocket in the back. We want to just double check our services. We want to make sure that everything we put down, like the trolleys and the trams and stuff, are working properly. Don't need too many adjustments to them. And I wouldn't mind trying to figure out a little just test water treatment facility down here. I don't want to spend too much effort just in case the pollution is going to kind of jive with what we're up to, but it would be kind of nice to get maybe a little elevated bridge road or something going through here. It's going to be tough to work with the sand, but I don't want this to be dead space, and I kind of want to have some utility practicality through here. Fine balance. But yeah, let's just start with a little bit of detailing. I want to finish up a bit more in here, show you guys some cool stuff you can do. And really the detailing, it's getting away, so if we don't do it too often, oh boy. So something simple like just grabbing some vegetation and throwing that in where it can fit. You can see little bits of it poking through. That's pretty nice. Pretty simple in the grand scheme, but I would say that it has a really high value to it. Minimal effort, but the results are definitely something to write home about. So we'll find a few more spots. Just throw these in. And of course, variety is the spice of life, but how could there not be little, little grasses and that kind of stuff poking through here, eh? This is prime location. Yeah, some of this stuff, some overtall grass. It's a delicate balance, but I do feel a little bit less is more here, so I'm not going to go overboard, but yeah, there you go. And then just behind us, if we can get a few trees in. A couple tiny palms. Some of the bigger palms. That's nice. And let's fill this out with some bushies. Maybe a couple bushy trees as well, eh? Love these big oaks. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And we'll probably just, continue this kind of feel going up the highway. I think we still want to maybe bring an elevated bike path or walking path through as well. But that'd be kind of fun, eh? Just the whole way, just nice high density. Absorb some of that sound. In real life, it would absorb some of the pollution. Of course, it will look nice too. Bring some shade in. That's not bad. So I was going to say too, when the episode started, I actually wanted to do a little bit of traffic tinkering, but traffic ain't all that bad right now. But a really quick little fix. I wanted to take 2nd Street here. I wanted to increase the number of lanes, and I wanted to just make the highway off-ramp have at least one extra lane as well. And so we can do a 1 going into a 2 going into a 3. Just make that a little bit more straightforward. So 2 lane here, 3 lane with a sound barrier, 4 lane even for fun. Why not? Might be a bit much, but no, it's okay, because now we get dedicated left, dedicated right, back up left, back up right, and then 2 going straight. Yeah, so highway traffic will be a thing of the past. And then really quickly, I'm kind of curious. We talked about this last episode. Can we just do a little partial cloverleaf transformation to this interchange here? Because the majority of our vehicle traffic is just going over the bridge to just snarl anyone coming, the other direction to turn left. So a partial cloverleaf system, if you've never seen one before, it basically is taking the left-hand turn out of the equation. And that makes it a lot safer in real life. You don't have to turn in front of like oncoming traffic. You don't have to wait for like a traffic break, you know. You have your own dedicated lane for doing this. And so it kind of does like a partial cloverleaf. That's kind of the go figure, right? Excellent. Yeah, that's as basically as compact as we can get it. In the dream world, we would have the exit lane, you know, follow and make its way out there too. But I don't think we can make this like a true cloverleaf system. It does make our bridge a little bit steeper as well. I don't know. I may have to come back to this one. I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I just feel like that's a really steep bridge right now, eh? And then we should start seeing the next round of vehicles stop turning left and start. There we go. Yeah. So it's actually a cool way to kind of show how the AI works. The pathing is set up ahead of time, and the game will make changes at nodes, but only if it feels like this is a better way. So that's why it's kind of swapping between the two. A little bit too much volume here makes people want to go that way, but an overall reduction in people turning left was the goal, and I think we're accomplishing that. Okay, work in progress. Work in progress. I don't know about that one. Let's do a little two-prong attack here. I want to get the population going up a little bit. I want to take advantage of the fact that we have our high demand for residential. So why don't we just really quickly zone over here, and then we'll put in the cable car. I feel like we're kind of jumping everywhere very quickly right now, but I woke up with this like sense of urgency to build today, you know what I mean? Not that you need to be in some kind of rush when you play. I think that's going to get you into trouble. Mentioning too last episode, especially towards the end of our episodes, I feel like I'm in this rush to get a few extra things in, and that's usually when I'll make a mistake or something I want to like go back and fix again. I think if I had to pick and choose, I would do a highway interchange with this street here. And this one, just because it has the bicycles, this could just be like an up and over the highway. We might maybe sneak a, you know, an on and off system. We could do something kind of like wacky, right? Like this road leads directly to the highway for on and off. Otherwise, what I'm thinking, trying to tie this into our industrial pocket, is like this road here, if it connects to the highway, could be a really good arterial road. Of course, there's a fire. Could be a really good arterial road to make your way into our harbor and industry. And then, man, actually, you know, it'd be really cool. Oh, actually, yeah. So the highway, if we were to go back a little bit further, and if we were to put in like a turnpike or something, like a little highway interchange here, and just like a skinny 2-lane highway that follows the coast that goes directly into the industrial pocket, that would be really cool. And if we could scale, oh my goodness, you know what we could do, right? So the highway goes in here, big highway interchange, supports the industry. We scale down the highway. It becomes kind of like a fast boy service road, and that can sneak through here, and that can kind of run along the beach, but like towards the, you know, the soil end of it. And that can jump over here as a bridge. We can do our little utility thing, and that can connect down over to here. And that way we're not like totally snarling harbor if you wanted to drive across, you know, the beach area. All right, this is cool. This is starting to unfold. That means these days are numbered too, eh? Okay. Yeah, it's a lot to do, but it's kind of fun seeing it all come together. So let's just do a bit of zoning in here. And I think what I was picturing for this particular neighborhood would be some green city specialization. I wonder if we can sneak under the highway. Oh, get out. That's so cool. That is so cool. If that line could, almost. That's the one. Yeah, it's, yeah, just enough room for a truck and stuff, yeah. That's nice with the curve. That's a very gentle directional change too. So we could build another grid system off the highway now. Because the highway is a beautiful straight line. And just a very, very gentle blend of the two. Yeah, I think that would be great. That way it's still fundamentally a grid, but we're going to be breaking the grid up a little bit. That road can stay dead. We're effectively closing the door, that means, on this becoming a highway interchange, which is totally fine. More than enough room to build one right here. And then the bike lane. You know what the bike lane then? That means we could do another bike lane coming down. So I feel like I'm just kind of talking out loud here. I feel like normally I have a bit more of a plan, whereas this episode, I think we're just kind of, we're making jazz right now, eh? It's just a little free-for-all. Yeah, what we could do, though, is we end this street here, so we don't get in the way of the highway. And then we continue a bike lane, like, in and around, maybe up and over the highway lanes. So if we can remember to try that, that would be cool. And I'll just do a little, just so we can remember. I've learned from my previous episode, eh? If you have a thought in the heat of the moment, you got to do something to remind yourself, eh? Or like use pathway to right like a bike, you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, let's just do some specialization. I think this spot here would look really cool if we wrapped some greenhouses. So Green Cities DLC. I still want to continue doing these modern mid-century. They seem so appropriate for the location. You know, beautiful. They got pools. Just screams California, doesn't it? Yeah, great packs. And an added bonus too, if we specialize some of the commercial with our Green Cities DLC stuff, oh, that's gonna be challenging. We can do organic and local produce, and that gives us just a little bit more of a higher frequency of some parking lots. Some of the newer buildings that came from that pack have just big old parking lots as part of them. And last episode, and I'll have it linked for a few more. And of course, if you're watching this like way down the road, I have been trying to mix up the like the end cards. And so if you see like a friend of mine, I've been throwing some videos up. I have some Twitch streamer friends that are like making their way over here. And normally, if I put someone's video, that kind of stuff, or one of my old videos, I feel like they're worth looking at, right? And community helping community, that kind of stuff. So I think what I have currently linked from last episode and this one is if you wanted to build your own vanilla stuff. And then previously I had one of my friends that plays Ark, so if that's also up your alley, you know, click on some videos, meet some new friends, you know. Okay, I want to continue this street, but I like that it doesn't continue, so it forces you to have to pick a more arterial road instead of just going across town with the one. Oh, you can't even because it stops there too. Brilliant, I love it. All right, so let's specialize all this. That'll definitely tackle the demand. Slight asterisk, if you were looking to grow your population and you had 0 demand, you can just do a little bit of a trickle if you keep on raising land value in new areas like this. You just make it too good to pass up, so people from the region have to come. That'll slowly make some job and shopping demand as well. But if like everything's fallen off a cliff, just throw down some parks, throw down some services, you know? Make this the neighborhood of your dreams. Too good to pass up, right? Too good to be true even. Honey, grab your stuff, we're moving. I saw a great deal, you know? That kind of thing. I like the idea of using this park again, but we just used it there. I don't want to be too repetitive. That's a good spot for it, okay. So in our district specialization, I'm going to grab Green Cities. I'm going to go over to commercial. I'm going to grab organic and local produce. And we're going to, yeah, we'll make a little shopping district here because we're getting a bit far away from our last little round of shopping. And I think the shopping would make sense in between like the highway interchange street and the one that also hops over. So this should be transformed into some shopping right here, I think. Let me use a nice wide street. I love these guys. Nice big sidewalk in the middle for our pedestrians. And then just to be pedestrian friendly and then not necessarily encourage too much more car use, why don't we connect these guys up? There we go. But it's using pedestrian pathways. So it's convenient for them, inconvenient for a car, so you might maybe leave the car at home for that little stretch. And even just like a little bit of... Oh, you know what? I don't want to kill that flow. Yeah, do that. All right, so low density commercial with the specialization is going to give us a good round of parking lots here. Modern, gentrified looking buildings as well. Nothing wrong with that. They have a good place in the city. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a lot of commercial. That's beautiful. And then let's mix this up. Let's put another street in here too. And then more street naming. So over here is just kind of a free-for-all, as you guys know, but got some great suggestions. Got to transform some more of the downtown still. Get some silly names in. I appreciate the help, guys, too. I feel like sometimes I'm not creative in the heat of the moment. It's only like when I'm not making the video that I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be a great idea. All right, so this will all come in as the green cities. That's really nice. Nice wide sidewalk. We'll end that street right there. Again, being a bit more like pedestrian friendly, not really looking to be like super car friendly. Nothing wrong with cars, of course. Cars are cool, they're helpful, but you know. Trying to build a city here free of traffic to a certain extent, right? I'd make the argument that we could definitely put some commercial in here. We are extremely close to the highway though. So we could, if we wanted to, throw in a sound barrier from like a protective status. Or we could throw in like a tree barrier or something like that too to kind of make it feel like, you know, if there's an accident or something, like I can drive into a store. And I feel like in real life too, there's got to be some kind of like rule as to like how close a highway could be to like stores because of that reason, you know? So this feels a little taboo. I don't know. But my goal though is really just to throw a little bit of detail in so it doesn't feel too intimidating. I've mentioned that quite a few times, and I'm starting to get to the point where it's starting to feel intimidating because we haven't gone back and done a lot yet. Okay, well this will keep our demand cycle a little bit busy for the moment. I think we've zoned enough over here that I'm not too worried. And we'll just head downtown, and we're going to throw in just a few more offices just to keep those jobs going. But I feel like, yeah, in the next few episodes, especially when it gets unlocked, we're going to have to start making an actual push to the new harbor. Because the downtown, I really want to work on it. I think we are like in desperate need of like some more landmarks and some buildings that kind of like really set aside the skyline. But the entire downtown is full of industry that has to be relocated. And we can't really do that until we get more milestones unlocked. So it's all just like, you know, building the cake in the right order here, you know? Can't ice it until we put it in the oven, right? All right, well, this should be okay on its own, and we did just do a big round of service checks, so I'm not too worried. If anything, maybe we could put in an elementary school. So I'll throw down a community school. It's one of the alternative ones. This comes from the Green Cities DLC as well. Let's throw this in that commercial spot here. Break some of the commercial down, just so it's not as overwhelming. And maybe just like a little playground next to this, eh? Yeah, so playground with a, what do I want here? Probably a basketball court. Easily one of the greatest. They're all really good commercials, eh? And if you're patient, you can go through your city and you can find like billboards and stuff like that for those ads. Like they're so silly, eh? Okay, so let's box this in. I think we're going to lose a little bit of the high density through here, which is totally fine. One, it hasn't even come in yet, and two, it gets a little bit claustrophobic feeling if it's all just wall to wall. Yeah, a little basketball court in here. Get out, it almost fit. There is the way to, yeah, there it is. There is the way to make this work. Move that over, ditch that one path, get the basketball court in. That's cool. That looks nice with the school. And if we could throw down some palm trees in here, where are my tall ones? Oh yeah, over here. Nice, watching those sway in the wind. Yeah, it's cool. So again, demand's kind of fallen off, but we'll see a slow trickle because we made this like a beautiful, you know, it's a highly sought after area. Land value is good. So yeah, we'll leave that. This is good. We know now we want to build highway interchange. We want to push down here, get some of the framing done. It's probably going to be next episode. Start transforming some of the downtown, bringing the industry out. That helped a lot. I kind of like that. And then from up here, you don't really notice the steepness of that bridge being so steep. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one, eh? Anyway, on to the next little project, right? So let's maybe try doing the waterfront road and the little utility zone here. And we'll try to connect that in with a cable car. And that probably will occupy the rest of the episode here. So that means these guys, we can try to make them functional. I'm going to pause because this will mess up our water system for a second. Yeah, even spacing for those guys. Close enough, that's good. We just ended up, yeah, we did. We kept that wind turbine up there, eh? This all, we just threw this stuff down last episode. I didn't get rid of all of it, but I don't know if we need all that, you know? I'm going to get rid of this water tower. We'll definitely have some water towers throughout the city. I think we'll keep the green energy alive. That'll be kind of like a power transfer conduit thing here too. If you want to transfer power between these areas and you happen to have the Natural Disasters DLC, if you go into your disaster services, you can put down an earthquake sensor. And one, it looks like a utility box. So from a practical, functional, like back-end kind of thing, it looks cool to have these kind of dabbled everywhere. But they also spread power. So if you do them in like a fun line and you make it feel like convincing, hide them in plain sight, like underneath some roads and stuff, this is a really just alternative way to move power throughout the region. So I do need one more in between, so you know, but hidden in plain sight, if that helps you, you know what I'm saying? But we'll just, we'll cheat and we'll use this, eh? I'll use that somewhere else. All right, so these are reconnected. They're working. Sewage, as you can tell, is starting to catch up with us. So this is what our goal is now. Oh, well, that also might help if we reconnect it. I almost connected to our dead end right there. That would have been bad. All right, give that a second to cycle. Computer should be okay here. Maybe. Perfect, there we go. And then let's try a little road network through this part. And this will be really fun, actually. I don't think we've mentioned this yet, this series. I love doing this, so this is not necessarily like the newest idea for some of you. But you can use, oh, perfect. You can use a toll booth, almost like a makeshift security checkpoint. A bit more room than that. Yeah, if you wanted to make it seem like this water treatment facility, you had to like pass through a checkpoint before you entered, so it's not just like open to the public. This would be the way. Yeah, and then this, if we did like a slightly elevated road throughout, that would help with us being like over the sand. Like the pillars would kind of make a bit more sense that way. We could even like over-engineer this. Hey, I love using this thing. Yeah, totally, yeah. Oh, let's straighten that up. Yeah. Get the pillars in the right spot here. Oh yeah, man, that's cool. Just trying to think a little bit outside the box, you know? And we can also do the same thing, the same kind of logic here. If we use a like just very slightly elevated pedestrian pathway through here, that'll give us like a boardwalk. And I wish we could run that at like ground level, but that would still be cool. So yeah, these would go in, this little extension to this road, pick up, drop off, turn around. I think just so we're not like killing all the prime beach location here, I think we're gonna come in, terraform more of this out. And then we'll try to get some piers, like a little fishing huts. And there's not a lot of assets we can use, but there's definitely some stuff in vanilla that we can use to make this feel very much so like a beach that everyone's coming down and enjoying. A lot of the stuff we'll be using is from the After Dark DLC, so if you happen to have that, you'll be a step ahead. Otherwise, yeah, this is practical and functional, sort of, minus the flooding. And we got to be careful because the pumps themselves are going to actually like affect the water. We'll let it settle, but you can kind of see these guys here create quite the current. So we may have to maybe get rid of one or just... Yeah, I think it's balancing out now. I think we're okay. Last thing we want to do is just flood this area. That would just kind of be counterproductive. And then no time for it today, unfortunately, but there might maybe be a chance for us to come back here and try to put in some like more key walling, just so this doesn't feel like, you know, one big wave would just wash all of our roads out. And I'm going to keep this like just slightly elevated so that we get a kind of a bridge effect the whole way through. If we decide to zone, we'll probably just terraform all that jazz, but I think this is more or less just like kind of a way to get from industry to downtown without having to use harbor. Just alternate. Okay. Also might be a good spot to try our slope technique. So right click to set it, left click, and we'll just gently raise it up. That's not bad. Maybe get a little bit further back with it. Yeah. That part wasn't great right there. See if we can blend that a bit better. And then maybe, yeah, maybe just a little gentle meander. Okay. Push this back a bit. And then maybe key wall this little spot here. Kind of help a bit with the fact that we're not like bridged the whole way through here now. But we'd still, what we were saying last episode, we still want this to be like some primo beaches for the residents just above here. And then a gentle transformation into some industry. I don't want it to be like, oh, let's go to our favorite polluted beach. You know, nothing like that, right? It's got to be a nice balance. Yeah, I think flow-wise, it's not too bad. A lot of room for activity still. We can definitely beef this up. We're going to gentlify this curve. Gentlify. Smooth that out. Big city. That's a big one for us right now. So we do know that we want to unlock 7 instances. We want to unlock a building by filling 7 cemeteries. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw another few of these down. Even though this is unlocked and that was like a real goal for us, I think we should just knock this off really, really quickly, you know? And effectively what I'm doing is just saying no to some of these streets for continuation. And that'll force us over to an arterial road, which will be wider and ready for more traffic. And I think these look really, really nice. So that should be 5 cemeteries or 4 we put down now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, cool. So let these fill. We'll monitor them. That's all good. And let's see if we can get this now talking. And so help me the cable car. This is a very fine balance, eh? Time is really running out right now. All right, so if you're a truck or someone, that's not too bad of a turn to come on in. And then if you're coming through here, I think the goal would be just to like make a box, zone a building or something like that off it. Add a utility, you know? The only thing is we just don't have a lot of room in here, you know? Yeah, like one of these bad boys that we could fit it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think the vast majority of our water treatment is going to be for sure done elsewhere, but if we could get some functionality out of this, that would be so cool. And just because, like, you know, we're at the end of the episode, I don't think this is, like, overly rushed, but just to play it safe, I'm going to probably come back next episode, just double check all this, and then maybe we can do an improvement. This is just like a proof of thought right here. What I'm testing for is like, what's the pollution boundary going to look like? Will the pollution affect our intake of water over here, you know? So many questions, right? That's garbage. That's pollution. Yeah, that's a real test, actually. I wonder, eh? So we're putting this into groundwater, but the groundwater is like different than the canal, so I don't know. If everyone suddenly gets sick, I think we're in trouble. But I don't see us going up in ground pollution here for drinking water, eh? That just made a little mark, though. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I genuinely do not know the answer to this. I feel like the canal might save us. If we had a water tower right here, I think we'd be in big, big trouble. But, yeah, we'll just come back and check. And I think we'll see a lot of icons. I think we would know if we really just poisoned the well. Otherwise, I think we can do this. And then just to kind of like, you know, sneak peek for next episode, right? We'll find a way to like incorporate like this kind of stuff in, right? Like make it feel a bit more utilitized. That's cool thought for the moment. Practical, fills the area in, makes the city feel more complete. All the good stuff right there. So let's leave her be. And I think we have just enough time here to justify putting in a cable car. We're already over, so what's a few more minutes amongst friends, right? Yeah, just something so simple. Like we start here, we're close up to the buses, the trolley, the tram. You know, it's not a big stretch to have to walk too far. It'd be crazy to take you right from the bus, though, eh? Or maybe you come from like right here. Oh yeah, that's probably a better spot. And then I feel like you take the scenic route. I think this pathway is like more gentle. We could just try to like hop down at a decent-ish vertical, but this just seems like too short and too like, I don't think that would happen, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's no fun. Oh, no way. No way. Okay, wait a minute. Because we're very close to the, oh my god, if you delete the key wall by accident, very slow with that delete. Because we're so close to the key wall, it's not letting me like go at a straight line here, so I have to push that bit further back, but... Oh, no way. No way, okay. And then, like, where would this be, though? That's not too, like, out of the way. I need, like, a slalom almost to, like, get this down, eh? The other thing, too, is you can't really do too much of a bend. Like, if you're trying to curve, you have to be very, very gentle with your pillars here. Yeah, so maybe the cable car ends, like, right here. Because that way you're close enough to the trolleys and the trams and the turnaround that you could walk it. You could pick up right here if you need to as well. There's got to be like an actual practical sense to this, eh? Okay, so let's bring this height down significantly. And just, oh, get out. That is so cool. No way. Is it that so? I need one more pillar in there, but that's basically it though. That's so simple. We put this off for so long. Oh my goodness. All right, slow and steady here, please. Yeah, so if we just gently get a pillar going down like that, cool. Then if this one now lines up with that, that would be great. There it is. And there it is, cool. Very straightforward, very gentle, very effective. Could possibly get a slight change to its pathing, but I think for like a version 1, that is pretty cool. Alternate option, which you guys let me know in the comments. I may or may not get to it in time, but if we wanted to, we could try doing a scenic route where we just kind of like pass along this way and then come on down. If that feels like it's a little bit too short, I don't know. I don't know. The part of me wants this to be scenic, but then why not make it just practical and fast like this, eh? Anyway, guys, we are way over on time. I will wrap it up here. You think about this one. I'll think about it too. Next episode, I think we'll know the answer. Otherwise, yeah, onwards and upwards. Made some cool changes today. Traffic got a little bit better. I'm seeing some reductions in the roads already. Things are flowing. People are using public transit, which makes me happy. We have a new utility zone. And then how did this turn out? Oh, yeah, it's not too bad. I'm going to try to cool it a little bit with doing too much high density over here. I really want this to feel like sprawling houses. I like what we have, so we'll kind of work with it, but not necessarily looking to like do too much more high density. So next episode, we'll continue the build. We'll try to put in a highway interchange. We'll work some more on the waterfront. And if we can, we'll start doing some piecing for the industry. And that'll allow us to take apart a lot of the manufacturing and stuff that's kind of polluting the downtown. Your days are numbered, my friends. All right, guys, drop me a comment. Let me know how you feel. I think we're on to something here. And I'll see you next episode. This is going really well. The pace is good. Things are good. You're good. We'll see you again. Stay hydrated. Happy building. Yeah, take care of yourselves.